Hello, welcome back. So, I've been doing a little bit of work. Also, I realized that I say so very much. We have this servants' quarter where all the servants sleep. Then if we go up, no, that's from last episode. We have the ladies' bedchamber, the Bowery where the lady cleans. Like this is supposed to be like a bathtub kind of thing. And then we have like, where she dresses. Then this would be the solar. There's nothing there. This is going to be the wardrobe for where like the armor and valuables are stored of the Lord. And this is the Lord's bedchamber. And if we go down a bit, we have some guest rooms with beds. We don't have any other interiors on these guest rooms yet. Or smaller bedrooms, whatever they would be for. And this is the ballroom. So there are seating areas along the walls. And this here would be an area for like some musicians to play. Where people are dancing here. That's why there are no carpets, because you don't dance on a carpet, do you? Okay, let's quickly sleep. And out here we have some bushes, and that's basically it so far. So what we need to do now is this room all the way down here, which is the still room. That needs to be done. And then we need a solar. Obviously it's very empty. And we need to do the wardrobe. We need to finish the interiors of the guest rooms. And that is the main keep done. Beyond that, we have the two towers. And we haven't started on either. And the first one being over here, which includes the armory here and the barracks and the tower and the dungeons at the top. And that needs to be done. And on the... Oh, okay. Hello. Thank you. I need some string. And then the second tower is over here. And this is where we have the library. And some other rooms above. And this will be a problem because we're going to need a lot of books. But with our new sad cow machine, hopefully we can do that. Here we have the armory, floor 1, floor 2. I'm currently waiting for more leather, and then we'll put like swords and bows and stuff on the shelves and the tables. And down here too. Then in here we have the barracks. This is one of the sleeping rooms for the guards. Then if we go up, we have another sleeping room for guards with a little table where they can eat some pie. Then we have a dining hall for the guards, where the higher ranking guards would sit here. And then we just have some weapons up here. And another watchtower kind of thing. Then we have the two cells, the dungeon, and then the top here. and that is the guard tower. And next up, like I said, we're going to have to put in a lot of item frames in the armory to finish the armory up. Oh, hello. And yeah, progress. So no, not so. I shall stop saying that. I have put in some carpets and put some torches and chandeliers here, and I cleaned up the chests here, and still have this mess. Well, this is not a mess. This is a mess. But that's just until 1.14. This is all just cactus for future bone meal. But yes. So this is nicer than what we had. And this whole thing, hey spider, I covered the walls with sandstone all the way up, and this area here is properly lit. Here I'm not sure how to do the lighting, so it's staying as it was. And if we go to the other side, I put in this light here. So what this is just a timer, and this is a redstone lamp and with a button. When you click that button, this dropper shoots an item which rests on a wooden pressure plate there, which turns this light on. And it takes 5 minutes for an item to despawn, and that's about the same time it takes for a cow to be able to breed. So when I breed the cows, I click this button, and then I can see from all the way over there, if the lamp is off, I know that I can breed the cows again. Since we need a lot of leather, I did this to make life easier. And you may be wondering, where did all the sand go that we had here? Well, I shall tell you. So this is a very big storage room, but it's not going to be our primary storage room. It's more of just like a storage room for extra stuff. So here we are in the Nether Hub. I put colors matching, so each side have a color for each tunnel, so that it's easier to remember where things are. So it's white is north, then we have red, green, blue, and the colors in between are the combination. So this is white plus blue becomes light blue, white plus red becomes pink, red plus green becomes yellow, green plus blue becomes cyan, and yes. And then down here, this would be our main storage room. As you can see, it's a lot of chests, and all of them can be accessed from just standing here on this crafting table. And there will be item frames on these to show what they have in them. And then if we go down here, this is our bulk storage for things we have a lot of. That is currently sand, a lot of sand, and nether rack. And yes, that is that. And here we have the armory, which have lots of bows. I ran out of bows, but we'll fix that later. And on the other side, we have other things, obviously. Ha! Okay. The library. I've started putting in bookshelves. And then we have the reading room here with books. Then we have 2 empty rooms because I still don't know what to do with these 2 rooms. And then we have the atelier where they are painting. And there's a nice sunset stuff. Okay. What else have happened? Oh, the still room. Right, the still room. The still room have been decorated. And the still room is up. Alright, I've started putting in beds here too. Not done. And the wardrobe, I don't remember what I showed, so yeah, whatever. And here, if we go in here, we have the still room where medicine and such are made. Okay, so here we have the library so far. The problem is not the leather, the problem is currently the sugarcane, because we cannot produce very much of that and we need a lot to make paper for books. Like you can see, we have leather but we don't have paper. But yes, then we have the reading room as you've seen. Then I put in a bit of a dining hall here, so it's a bit more private than like the Great Hall, but it's less private than like a private chamber. So this was, you saw multiple dining rooms in later medieval castles when privacy started to get more important and to people, and I didn't know what to put here, so a dining room, why not? Okay, then I moved the atelier 1 floor down, and then you may think, but what is up top then? And I'll tell you, it's a temple or chapel. It's not really a chapel because a chapel is generally speaking a Christian religious area, but this will not be Christian because this is something else. So whatever, it's a religious room where they can go and ask their gods, whatever, talk to the gods, whatever. And in 1.14 they have these lecterns, and I thought a lectern would work really well standing here, so some sort of person could, priest or something, could stand here and read from a book and like blah 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 blah. Yes, so that's what we will put there later. And I'll put in a tiny chandelier there. Well, the chandelier itself is not very tiny, but the rope is, whatever. Yes. And yeah, that's this tower. So the only thing needed to be done to finish the interior of our castle is, we need books obviously, and the solar. So if we go up here, this is the solar. This is the living area of the family living in the castle. So the king, the queen, and their children. And in the solar, you would often find beds. So we have 2 beds here that are not finished, as you can see. We need to put carpet up here, then we need to put oak trapdoors on top of these 2, 4 of them, and then have string. We don't have any string at the moment, and yeah, cover the bed like these, but the smaller version that we have in the smaller bedrooms. And this would be the room where the family would just like hang out. So I'm thinking that we'll place like some tables, I guess. I don't know what else really. So we could possibly put like a fireplace somewhere here. We don't have many fireplaces. We don't have any fireplaces, but let's ignore that. That's not the problem. we could do one here then. We'll see. Here we have the solar. We still need some string to finish up our beds, but what we have here is pretty nice, I think. We have a little table with a bench or something where you can sit in front of the fireplace, a little table to eat, and the way I made this here is I'm thinking that in 1.14 we put 3 campfires in there, so that would be a big fire here. But then it's like slim, and it's actually pretty tall. So if we go up, you see it goes up there. And up here. So I was thinking that like in this chimney higher up, we could place a campfire, and that would put smoke up the top here, out the top, and I think that would be pretty nice. And yeah, so that means that all we need to finish the interior of our castle, except the parts that require 1.14 of course, is 8 string to finish these beds and sugarcane to make books to finish the library. And that should be it. To solve our sugarcane shortage, I made this small sugarcane farm here, but it should help us to get more. And I put in some jack-o'-lanterns beneath the leaves to make light up this area, and we're going to put carpet over these. And then if we go over here, I've done the same here. We're going to put carpet here, and this whole area is lit up without any torches. So that looks a lot nicer. I don't know what to do with these areas, of course, yet, so they just stay as they are for now. And yeah. So for the portcullises, here are 3 designs that I have. The middle one is not something we will look at because, yeah, well, she has it's not as nice as the others. So this is the simplest one. So that pushes them down, and then if we click this, it does that. It's very simple, and it takes very little resources to make. This is it. 10 repeaters, 15 sticky pistons, 5 pistons, 10 observers, and it raises 5 wide portcullises 3 blocks up. But you need sand or another gravity, a block affected by gravity under it. But over here we have another one, 5 blocks wide and 3 high. So let's just close it. And this one, as you can see, have solid blocks. So the way this works is a bit more complicated. And that's it. And that is pretty cool, I think. I really like it. However, as you can see, it's a lot more complicated. And this one requires 28 repeaters, 3 torches, 20 sticky pistons, and 12 observers. So, if we compare the two, it have the same amount of pistons in total, but you need 5 extra sticky, so 20 instead of 15. 2 extra observers, so these two are basically the same, but the difference is here. 28 repeaters versus 10, just a third approximately. I just showed this middle one how it works. Just the idea here is the difference is that this one have this piston who raises an observer that powers this through this block, while this have a double extension raising the observer, powering it from the side rather than from the block that then powers it. So basically this is just mirrored two sides doing more or less the same thing. And that's it. But yeah, this one is clearly a lot nicer and more compact and cheaper. This one is the nicest because it's the most complex, as in it can have the solid blocks, and that's pretty cool. You do have the problem that this line is here. I suppose that you could do something about that to lower that, but the primary place where we would want this, there is a staircase there, so that's why I don't mind that. So yes, which one should we do? And the thing is, we don't only need one, we need 4 of them, hopefully. And I was thinking that we could do 1 of these because it is pretty cool, and then 3 of these or something like that. So these are the Portcullises, and currently we have solid blocks. We could easily replace that with not solid blocks, of course, but we need 1 here and 1 here. Then we need 1 here and 1 here, and I think it's gonna be a struggle to fit the big one. If we dig down, we have plenty of space beneath here, luckily. And so, but as you can see, like, we have only this far, and I was wrong about the stair. I don't know how I managed to get that wrong, but for some reason I thought this I had put this stair after the Portcullises, so here in the middle, but whatever, that doesn't matter. We'll have a think. I have collected 80 pistons, 40 repeaters and 40 observers. What we're lacking is slime, and yeah, and we're going to need that. And here you can see that we have quite a bit of bookshelves and some books to make more. We're going to go up into the library. Oh, weird. And install these bookcases. And then I think we're going to cut this episode, because this episode have taken a very long time. And getting the slime and the books to finish the library and the Portcullises does not feel feasible in this video, because it's already been very long. So we're going to place these bookshelves in here, and then we're going to call it an episode. Okay. There we go.